Got it.
Hello and welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. I'm Liz, and today I have got the most incredible podcast interview with the most incredible person ever. I'm so enthusiastic about this. I'm still buzzing. I've just come off the interview with my guest, whose name is VD, and he's going to talk all about how he and his wife and his two little children made the move from the US over to New Zealand, which sounds quite commonplace. Like, we have lots of interviews about people who move from the US to New Zealand. So why am I so emotional? Why am I so enthusiastic about this podcast? I'll tell you why. In fact, do you know what? I probably don't even need to, because after you've listened to it, you're going to understand. VD is one of the most uplifting, positive, inspiring, helpful, hopeful people you will ever come across, certainly on this podcast anyway. He tells the story about how he went from the US Marine Corps, how he was fighting in the Middle East for 10 years, how he came back, how he struggled with his mental health, how he met his wife, how his move to New Zealand turned from a dream into the best reality ever, and how he made that happen. And not only that, what I loved about this interview is he gives you some really, really great tips about coming over with your kids, about your mindset, about staying positive, about your why, remembering your why to move to New Zealand. Honestly, it was like a therapy session for me. I I just didn't want him to stop talking. I had to keep reminding myself that I was the interviewer, and I had to ask him questions, because quite honestly, I would have just sat there and just let him talk the whole way. He's such an engaging talker. I think you are going to love this episode as much as I did. Don't forget, VD came to us through the NZ Ahead community. He talks about that on the video. He talks about the value that he has felt being part of the NZ Ahead community over on our Slack group. Oh, he's just a ray of light. And we discussed about how Brian and I seem to attract these people that are beautiful and wonderful and good, lovely people. And we had a big conversation about that, about how is this happening? And VD very, very kindly pointed out that that's because you're a magnet. I want you to know that if you are looking for a community of people that are warm and welcoming and opening and driven to making their dream happen, then you need to be part of the NZ Ahead community and come over and join us. To get to that community, you can take our it's absolutely free 5-day video guide, where we share a video every day about some aspect of life in New Zealand. Like I say, they're absolutely free. And when you get to day 5 of those videos, we just want to tease you a bit longer and make you wait 5 days. But when you get to day 5 of those videos, it is then that we will share details of how you can become part of our paid for private NZ Ahead membership community. So to get those videos, I haven't got Bri here with me to do the www. So I'll do it myself. It is www.nzahead.com/free. That's FREE. nzahead.com/free. Get the 5-day videos. And on day 5, you will find out about the community where people like VD are in the group, and they are helping, and they are inspiring, and they are making their dream happen. Sit back, enjoy this wonderful video. Thank you, as always, for being on the other side of this microphone, for giving us your ears, for giving us your love. We wish you all the happiness. Make your New Zealand dream happy. Make your New Zealand dream happen and happy. And if anything will make you do that, this interview will.
Got it.
Welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. Everything you need to know about moving to and living in New Zealand.
There's a whole world here.
So nice to be with you again.
We call it Aotearoa around here, bro.
You'll be
are your hosts, Liz and Brian.
Amazing New Zealand in the southern seas.
See, that's where I belong. That's home.
VD, welcome to the podcast. I am thrilled to have you here with us at last after all this time. Now we're together and about to record a podcast. Couldn't be more excited.
I am so excited. It's been just a blessing. You know, we've been watching your channel for several years now, in bed, dreaming, looking up at the ceiling, talking to each other, just thinking about this big move for so many years. And I can't believe I'm just even talking to you. It's just, it's amazing. Life is amazing. It's beautiful.
It really is. It really is. So let us know who you are and a bit about your journey of how you came to New Zealand. Let's start with who you are, where you've come from, your family. Let's start there and we'll move into why New Zealand.
Ooh, all right. My name is VD. It's short for Van Dong. I'm Vietnamese. We come from California, Oakland, California. That's where I was born. And basically the Bay Area of California, Northern California. My wife is Hien. She came over when she was 5 from Vietnam, and we met in San Francisco. And we have 2 kids. Raywin is 9 years old. Otis is 7 years old. We've been, man, we've been planning our move for over 5 years now. And there's been delays, but I believe it's been divine interventions, delays. And we fully trust in the timing of our life and how this all came together.
So tell me about meeting your wife and how long were you together before you decided you wanted to move to New Zealand?
That's a great question, meeting my wife. So that ties into a lot of this, right? So I met my wife 2009. This was when I came home from Iraq. So more about me. I was in the United States Marine Corps. I was a radio operator and also a truck driver in Iraq. I was deployed to Iraq 2009, came home 2009. I was deployed 2008, came home 2009. And when you go through something like that, you just have so many, revelations about life and what's important, right? Especially when your life is on the line. And at the end of the day, everybody prays. And when I came home that year, February, I met my wife July 28th. It was no, not July 28th. It was July 8th in San Francisco. And when I met her, I knew one thing was for sure, that I was going to marry her. And there's only 2 things in my life right now that I feel is so certain, that I truly believe in: meeting my wife and New Zealand. And that says a lot. So when I met my wife, she knew that I had this infatuation about New Zealand. And after we got married, she surprised me with a trip to New Zealand.
Oh,
And we did the whole thing. We drove up and down the North and South Islands to the ferry. When we flew into Auckland, met all the way down to Queenstown, went bungee jumping and the Zorb and the canyon swing and the jet boating, and went to Hobbiton for the Lord of the Rings movie set. And so she's my everything.
oh, as you're talking, one, I feel like crying, and two, the hairs on my arms are just standing up on my arms. It's just, oh, you've got a certain way of describing things, and that was magical the way you described it. I can feel the energy coming from you as you're talking, that your love for this woman and for this country. So let's rewind. So when did you join the military?
I joined the military right after high school, 2004.
Right.
And so already back then in high school, people thought we were crazy. My brother and I have a younger brother and older sister. I'm right in the middle, same as my wife. We joined the military right after high school, and we had already gotten to a college. We got accepted. And for us to join the military, and not just the military, but the United States Marine Corps, the Marines are known to be the first to fight, the toughest one. It's the longest boot camp of all the four branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. So people are thinking, you got accepted to a good college. Why are you joining the military? And a lot of that stems back to having lost our father in 2000, our freshman year. And so we decided to join the military 2004. We both got out 2012. He had his deployment in 2005. I went 2008. And it has really made us who we are today as leaders in our community and still right now. And this is why I want to speak on here as well, because it's not just a personal thing for me. I feel like if there's a responsibility and a sense of action that you want to take and purpose, it's your duty to try to help other people along the way.
Mm. Oh, I love that. So you and your brother both went into the military as into the Marine Corps. First of all, let me just apologize for anything I say because I don't know anything about the military or what it entails. But I do know that a lot of people are in the military and they come out feeling like their life needs to change. I hear, and again, apologies for my ignorance, but like when you watch films and things, people come out and they're very depressed and they go down and, they find it hard to continue with life, quite rightly so, in my opinion. But what made you different? Why did you go to the military and come out with this love for life all of a sudden? What happened? You are here because you love New Zealand, just like me and Brian. And me and Brian made it our reality of moving over here. We arrived in New Zealand in 2009 with 2 small children, and I tell you what, hardly any information to our name. We came over here with no resources, no contacts, we knew nothing. One night while we were sitting around the fire when we got to New Zealand, we said, wouldn't it be great if we made something for other people in the same situation as us that gave them everything they needed to know about moving to New Zealand? And that's just what we did. We started a community of people, of like-minded adventurers from all over the world who are making their dream of moving to New Zealand a reality. This community is made up of 400 beautiful souls, each one bringing their own story, their own needs, their own information to our community. And I just love it. I tell you, it's just the best community in the whole wide world. If you would like to be part of that community or get to know more about it, then you can take our free 5-day video guide that we offer. This is a video guide that Brian and I created, showing you some aspect of life in New Zealand every single day. There is nothing like this on the internet. You won't find it anywhere else. It's brilliant and it's unique and it's free. So sign up to those 5-day video guides, and on day 5, I'll give you more information about how you can join our beautiful New Zealand community. Sign up now by going to www.nzahead.com/free. That's www.nzahead.com/free. Get to day 5, see all about our community, and I hope to see you on the other side. Okay, let's get back to the show. Why did you go to the military and come out with this love for life all of a sudden? What happened?
It comes down to, again, losing our dad in 2000. I knew at that point when I was 14 years old that my life was going to change. We're no longer going to have a father. And I just wanted to live my life to the fullest, just do everything we can. Coming into the military, we're young, we're teenagers. What do we know, right? Life hits us in so many angles, so many ways, and nothing can ever prepare you for that moment when you're in country. When I say in country, when you're in the war zone and coming home to family and friends and burying that deep feeling for a long time, and then coming out and only to come out in panic attacks, and you go down a spiral, and we don't have ways to cope, and a lot of us don't know how to cope. We might put it on other people, and in our jobs, relationships, our kids even. I start to have nightmares about that. And so I decided to look into therapy. We did couples counseling, um, even plant medicine. Um, I looked into psychologists, and at the end of the day, pills are not something that I want to get into. It's not something that I want to promote. I feel like a lot of this could have been easily fixed if we had just opened up and spoken about it earlier on and really show strength in your vulnerability. And so, sadly, in my route in recovering, it was, late night, early in the morning, just waking up crying, turning to down to my wife's feet and just finally explain to her what had happened the year I met you. And so I'm trying to hold it together too.
Mm.
But let's just say it's been a journey. And I truly believe what really got me over is when I found an organization. It's called Aerial Recovery.
Yeah.
They saved me in so many ways. They help veterans get together, heal from their past trauma, and repurpose them. A lot of us guys in the military, we we still have that fight in us, like that strength, that leadership. And when we're out, we kind of lose a little bit of ourselves, but we're still the same. So we want to heal, right? The organization helps us heal. It's called Heal the Heroes under Aerial Recovery. They get us out to an island for a week long, session with all the veterans together from Rangers, Green Berets, SEALs, Marines, Army, Navy, everybody coming together, even first responders and firefighters and police officers. We get together, we heal, and if we would like to, we can give back to the community by using the knowledge and skill sets that we still have from our past experience to respond to natural disasters and also anti-human trafficking. And so that's what I'm a part of. And you can look it up, Aerial Recovery. It's a beautiful organization. And that's where I feel at most purposeful in my life right now. Here, while in New Zealand, still doing what I love.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your honesty and your bravery to talk about that. It wasn't in our script, by the way. It was something that just came to my mind, and I've always, wanted to talk to someone who was in the Marines or the armed forces. I find it absolutely fascinating. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And even when you were talking then about going to this retreat, all of you coming together as a retreat, I can imagine, or I think I can imagine, how hard that must be for people who are expected to be tough and strong and get on with it and, just fight for your country. And thankfully, we have people like you. But I can imagine how hard that also must have been to lay everything on the line and say, I'm struggling, I need help. And I just want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to you mentioning your organization. Of course, we will put all the links in the description. And yeah, that isn't what this podcast is about, but it leads to your story. And I want to say
Yes.
thank you for your openness, VD. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve now.
You too.
Too long have we, even as a community, we hold things deep inside, and we have to be able to speak it out. We have to.
Yeah. And it takes courage, doesn't it? It takes
It
courage to
does.
be able to
It
speak.
does.
But when you do, people are just, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what makes you brave enough to say the things you want to say because you know it's going to make a difference to someone listening. So yeah,
For
big thank
sure.
you.
For sure.
So you come out of the military and how old were you when you came out of the military?
Oh, I joined, 17 years old, you know, uh, and then got out maybe let me see, it was maybe 28, 29. And
Right.
of course went through that struggle finding a job and being laid off and thinking to myself, wow, I fought for this country. I went to war for this country and I'm just struggling finding a position, you know? And
Mm.
you know, I would do graveyard shifts at, Home Depot. It was like a home, building a store and getting living off a couch in Los Angeles and working there. And finally, I got the position as a landscape architect. And that's what I studied in college as a landscape architect. I am now licensed. I've been working for the state of California at Caltrans for 11 years. They even threw a retirement party,
Oh, really?
which I didn't think I deserved. It was just 11 years. It's still good though, but I'm very proud of what I do. And um, yeah, so when I got out, at that age, I, I I got the job at Caltrans as a landscape architect and immediately proposed to my wife. And I believe 99% that we are the first to propose on the new Bay Bridge, the Oakland to San Francisco Bay Bridge,
Oh,
uh, before it opened up because of working at Caltrans, working at a California transportation agency. I was able to take her on that bridge and propose to her.
that's very romantic. Very romantic. I hope you had your uniform on, your
Oh, I didn't
military
have my uniform
uniform.
on, but I had my yeah, I had my company's vest on, like the whole hat, hard hat and boots
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Oh, even more
Yeah.
romantic. So she says yes. And for your honeymoon, you come to New Zealand and you do this amazing trip in New Zealand. Was it that made you think we have got to come back here and live?
Oh, let's just say we didn't even land in New Zealand yet. We're on the plane. Just we're just on the plane, and we're just talking to a lady to our left. It's her, me, and him, and we're talking to her. She opened up and says, "I would like to invite you to my estate in the North Island."
Wow.
And we were like, "What? Like, how can we say no?" But we had already planned a road trip and picking up the vehicle, right? Everything was planned out. So we turned it down, but we just knew, wow, we didn't even land yet. And here is a Kiwi just, you know, inviting us over to her home already.
Mm.
And I never forget her name because that name is our daughter's name.
Oh,
We had our daughter a
Raywin.
year later and named her Raywin. It was just so easy. Like, we're gonna name her Raywin, the lady we met on the plane on the way to New Zealand. 10 years later, we here in New Zealand, and Raywin, my daughter, gets to see her name more often. We even saw a Raywin's Cafe,
Yeah.
and we haven't met any other Raywins in the States yet. And so she's happy to see that, and she's back to where her name was founded.
Did you keep in touch with Raywin, the original Raywin? Did you keep in touch?
No, no, we didn't get her number
Oh,
or
imagine if she's
anything.
watching this and thinking, wow, that would be
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So I have to calm myself down a little bit. So you return back to the States. Then what happens? How long? What happens? How long you go back to America before then and coming back to New Zealand? And how did it all happen?
Whew. So coming back um to the States, we just had a ball. We made a whole YouTube video of my wife did it, and it was just so much fun. And it's something that always resonated with me every day since then, since 2014, 2015. It's like, oh, we had this memorable time there. It's like a dream. Just I was always infatuated with New Zealand because coming back to my dad when I was 14, around the time when he passed, now this is where I'm going to my why, my big why.
Okay.
Now, when people ask, why are you going to New Zealand? Why are you moving there? It's hard because do you tell them the 1 minute teaser trailer about that, or do you go personal, deep in your
Mm.
big whole why? And I'm going that route. So get ready for this.
Perfect. Brilliant. I love it.
I'm 14 years old. I just lost my dad. Lord of the Rings movie came out. Okay. And when I watched it, I just felt like, okay, this is my journey now. I'm gonna go through so many trials and tribulations and just so many hurdles and struggles in my life that I gotta just keep pushing. And so if I can travel back in time and talk to my 14-year-old self and tell him everything's gonna be okay. Like we're here, we're in New Zealand. He'll be so happy. And I'm so glad that I made my 14-year-old self proud. Up until maybe like the day I'm 80 years old. And I think that's a huge insight to make your 8-year-old self happy and to make your 80-year-old self proud.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud at where I'm at right here today because that journey, I'm still that kid. I'm now there. I'm now here. And that helped me a lot because as I think about the time it took when I was 14, 25 years later, my grandpa passes away. He passed away a week before moving here. And I'm thinking both of these men in my life are now together. And I'm thinking like there's just like grandson, my son, you go and get on that journey and carry our blood, and just make a name for yourself. And I felt like it was just a full cycle, full circle. The timing of it all, I couldn't believe it. We were just about to fly out to New Zealand, and I get the call in Vietnam saying, "Your grandpa is on his deathbed." And I had to look at my wife and tell her, "I'm sorry, I gotta go. This is for my dad." And I'm the firstborn son. My dad was the firstborn son. It was that whole patriarchy thing. And I told her I have to go, and she knew I had to go. And as I'm there and I'm going through the funeral, I just couldn't believe the timing of this. I mean, this month is this year is the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War. April 30th, at the end of this, in just a couple of weeks, is called Black Friday. That was the fall of Saigon, now known as Ho Chi Minh City. 50 years ago, 25 years after that, my dad passes away. I watched Lord of the Rings. Another 25 years after that, my grandpa passes away, and I'm going to New Zealand. That's what I mean about this divine intervention. Whether I had gone here 5 years ago, a year ago, the timing of it all, just full trust in higher power, in the universe, in telling you, you're home now. It's not that I am going away. I tell people, I'm not moving away, guys. I'm going home.
Oh, that's so yeah.
Now, I'm sorry if that's my deep why. That's when people ask me why, I don't want to get into this. I'm just gonna tell them, oh, it's a beautiful country. It's so green, it's beautiful, it's safe, it's 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 healthcare is free. It's we all know that. But every one of us have our own why. And we get stuck in the hows and what's and how do we do this? How will we ever go? The money, the people, how can we leave our family? It all comes down to that why. Our whys will outbeat anyhow. And that's my why. And fortunately for me, this move isn't just about me. My wife is also on board. We did this together. She loves this place. And to have a purpose partner like that, purpose partner, that's what it's all about, to find that purpose partner. It's not just me. It's just that's what makes it so much better. My wife is totally in agreement in this move. We worked so hard in this. We know our weaknesses and strengths, and the couples counseling is great. Normalize it. Everyone should do it. We
Mm.
know our weaknesses and strengths. And if we hadn't gone through that, gone through what I've gone through, what she's gone through, we wouldn't have been such a strong unit coming over here together. This whole thing has been basically a masterclass on how to move a whole family from one country to another. It's the hardest thing we've ever done and probably will ever have ever done. And so looking back 50 years ago when the Vietnam War ended, my parents escaping Vietnam to go to a whole new country without even knowing the language, any money or anything, but they had a community. And so this is where I'm saying thank you, Liz and Brian, for providing a community for us. Because as many times as I played it back and tried to say, oh, it's kind of like our parents coming to America as refugees, as immigrants. No, they had a community though. They had all their cousins and family together. Are we going here by ourselves? No. We have the New Zealand Slack group and and that's what you provided. So thank you so much for that, Liz and Brian. You guys, if it wasn't for you guys to really spark that idea and process, then I don't think would have made it here on time. Maybe we would have, but not on time, like in the moment, right? Just be really present and like allowing us to be here in that window. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for that. And that's my why.
Thank you for your kind words. I have no doubt whatsoever you would have made that move, but I'm it's an honor to be part of that journey with you. And you know, me and Brian always talk about this, about the people in the community, and we say, how are we attracting these people? Like everyone is lovely, everyone is kind and gorgeous and good people, and we feel absolutely mind blown by all of that. You know, we just sit in front of a camera and talk about New Zealand, and suddenly these people come to us. It still blows my mind. But what I do want to say to you, and I want to hand it back to you, is you're the first guest in all 3 years that I've been podcasting that's ever made me cry.
Oh,
So I want to say,
I'm sorry.
no, it's not sorry. It's not sorry. It's your the way you speak and the way you open your heart. It draws emotion in people. It brings out that emotion. Like I said at the beginning of the conversation, the hairs on my arms are standing up, and then when you were talking, my heart was just opening to you, and yeah, just that. Thank you. Please don't apologize. It was
Okay.
wonderful. What do you do for a job? Now you're in New Zealand. I mean, I know I'm jumping ahead, but what do you do for a job?
So, so going back to I just want to add something
Okay,
to
all
what you're
right.
saying
Save my
about,
question then.
oh, I got it. What you were saying earlier about attracting these people, everyone's so nice that you just want to speak and you're attracting people. There's a quote I heard about recently, and I really truly believe it. There's just billions of people on this planet, and for you to be in proximity to someone is no mistake. There is no such thing as coincidences, you know? Um, the odds are of you meeting that person is so hot, so rare that it's meant to be. Dive deeper into that. Get to know that person. If you're right next to them at a coffee shop and they bump into you and said hello, that was a reason. There was a purpose for that. For me meeting you and me attracting to this channel, to you and Bri. So I truly believe that. So that's why you're getting a lot of these people into your life, and you're a magnet, you know.
Oh,
So you're shining. You're a beacon.
thank
Okay,
you.
um, so please remind me of the question again. I just want to say that for you.
Okay, no, I'm going to save that question because I'm going to come back to you moving to New Zealand and how you did it and what visas you used. I'm going to save that question and I'll tell you why I asked you that question
Oh,
in a
the
minute.
work. Right, yeah.
Yes, so it was
Yeah.
about your work. But let's go back to how do you make it happen? What happens back in America? Which visas do you get? What do you do? The practical side of it now. What did you do to get here?
Yeah, yeah. That's the question, right? How do you even do it? So we knew coming over, we have to get a job first. It's either going to be landscape architecture or do the pharmacy route, right? My wife's a pharmacist. And we took a trip out to Las Vegas, our own little getaway. And it was on February 2022. It was that 222, right? The second month in February 2022. And then we're at a friend's house and my wife screams. and she looks at the short list on the New Zealand short list of occupations, and pharmacy just made it. Pharmacist just made it, and we're like, seriously, let me see. Like, is landscape architecture on there? Not yet. I don't know. Maybe someday. But pharmacy was on there. We're like, all right, that's it. That's how we do it. Now notice I said 2022. Now there's a reason. Now we could have done that right away, but like I said, divine intervention. My daughter, just regular routine checkups, and we noticed at that time she had some hearing issues. So she had an ear infection. That ear infection led to 3 years of multiple surgeries and recoveries and so forth. And it not putting anything on that reason, but as she got older, she started to realize, am I the reason why we're not going yet? And we didn't want to say it, but that was pretty much the reason. But it was all meant to be. We were able to witness multiple births. Our my niece and nephews, 3, 4 babies to be there and be their godparents. And but also we got to say bye to those that passed. One of my Marine buddies passed away last year on April 20th, uh, coming up in 3 days. And then our uncle, and then my grandpa. So, there's people that we said bye to and people that we welcomed in those 3 years. And so with my daughter surgery, she had the whole surgery, got it all fixed. And my sister made this joke and she said, as people are always asking, when are you going? When are you going? My sister says, I guess you have to play it by ear.
Okay, that's a good one.
I was like, oh my God, I just say that. Perfect though. So can you imagine going in and hearing the doctor saying, oh, you're good to go now. Like, this is all on you, doctor. Like, if you say our daughter's hearing is good now, then yes, all right. Talk to my wife. Let's go start applying for jobs now. And on the very first interview, she got the job. How lucky did we get? Her video wasn't even on in the video, in the interview. There was a malfunction. It was working and then it turned off. When she was done with the interview, she was like, I'm done, but my video was off. I was like, no, they need to see your beautiful face. Send them a
Oh,
photo. But regardless, she got the job. We're just over the moon.
yeah.
And then not just that, they offered to pay for relocation. And we were just like, oh my goodness. We weren't gonna bring anything. We were so determined to just go there in just suitcases and just whatever bags we can carry. But now that we said that, like, okay, let's just fill up a small pod. So we were able to just downsize and put everything into a U-box,
Right.
which is through U-Haul, because and it's pretty small. It fits maybe like a room and a half worth of furniture and items. So that is going to be arriving in a couple of weeks. Not bad, about 3 months.
3 months for all your stuff to get over in U-Box.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. Let me just rewind before we carry on. Let me just rewind. I just want to ask you something. So Hyun's job, sorry, how do you pronounce her name again? Let me do this properly.
Yeah, Hien, like
Hien.
Hien, Hien.
Hyun's
Yeah.
job. How did she find that job? Because we hear so many people saying, oh, but you've got to have a visa to get the job offer, and then you've got to have a job offer to get the visa. So could you just talk about that for a minute? How did she find that job?
Yeah, yeah. We went through uh uh New Zealand shores,
Yes.
right? And we went through that process with straight to residency, so STR. So because the position it was on a short list, um, if you get the job, then you will be on the STR, straight to residency, which is amazing because at that point you can already vote and you can already buy property. I was just amazed. And yeah, so she does the research, right? And at first she was going to hire like a hiring agency, a pharmacy consultant that helps you find positions. And I think during her research, I forget along the way, but she found uh, an agency that recommended a place. And so and then that's how she got the interview
Right.
through like a pharmacy related agency that helps you that like a recruiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know how short of a list pharmacy is on, but man, that first interview got the position. And honestly, we were ready to move anywhere in New Zealand, whether it be the northernmost part of New Zealand or like Queenstown or down way south,
Mm.
anywhere, right? Ignorance is bliss. I don't care. We'll just get our foot in the on the ground and then we'll work from there. But uh, however it happened, we ended up in Kapiti Coast.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We ended up in this beautiful beach town. And already we've made friends. And I gotta tell you, the journey over here was even better than how I met Raywin, the lady, on the way here 10 years ago. On the plane itself, again, we didn't even land yet. Well, actually, we just landed. Okay. We just landed. As I'm passing this lady, she takes a note, just like a note. Like, I don't know what it was. She slips it in my bag. And then
Right.
I was like, oh, thank you. And then sitting down at the airport now in Wellington, I look at it. It was the stub of the boarding pass, and it says, "Hi, my name is Lynn. I overheard your conversation. I moved here to New Zealand 20 plus years ago. If you need anything at all, here's my number. Let's connect." I was like, "What?" Now, now, come on. I don't even have a New Zealand number yet. How can I contact her? Right?
Oh,
Right? Right when we got our phones hooked up, I got the number. I was like, oh, I'm about to do it. I'm gonna call her. And then she picks up and I go, do you recognize my voice? She's like, I feel like I should know. I'm like, you slipped me a note into my bag a couple of days ago. I'm like, oh, hi. And then we turns out she's from Oakland, California, the same place where I was from,
oh my gosh.
from Oakland to Auckland. You know, like
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. And she still messages me. And she now lives in Hutt Valley.
I thought you were going
And
to say
I'm
she
not
lived in
that
Carpety Close.
no, pretty it's still
It's
pretty
close,
close.
isn't it? Yeah,
That
it is
it's
close.
not that 30 minutes maybe 35. And she's close. I still want, I'm planning to meet up with her. I still want to say thanks. And
Oh,
yeah, it was just she's from Oakland, California. When she said that, I was like, I was born in Oakland, California. Like that's where I worked. That's where I worked. That's where I came from. And I was like, wow, that whole
it's like,
experience is just,
yeah. And it's like you
yeah,
just said earlier, is the person that you talk to in the coffee shop, you're meant to talk to them. So you keep having these interventions that are pushing you forward into
yeah,
the life that you want. It's just,
yeah. Like,
oh,
welcome
yes.
home.
Yeah.
And you know
Oh.
what? The cherry on top of that is my wife and I recently went on a road trip to Cambridge. We went straight 4 or 5 hours. The cherry on top of all this is we were driving is at 6:50 p.m. Everything's pretty black, like dark, pitch black, and we're driving through farmland. And I'm driving and I'm saying, right at this moment, I go, hey, aren't these kiwi birds, aren't they out at night? It's pretty dark outside. I wonder what kind of habitat they live in. You would not believe. Not 10 seconds later, seriously, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000. A kiwi bird was in the middle of the road right in front of us. Textbook kiwi, just big body, leaned over, beak just down. And I looked at my wife. I was like, "Did we just see a kiwi bird?" Like, "Oh my God, that's like an omen." And when we got to our destination with our family that we wanted to meet up with, we brought it up to them and their in-laws, even their parents. They said they have never even seen a kiwi bird in person, and they live
No,
here.
we've
And then I
never
talked to
seen
other
one.
people. There you go. Even
Yeah.
everyone's saying, no, we even haven't seen a kiwi bird. You're lucky. How did, out of its natural, in its natural habitat, and we found out it was near a sanctuary, but did it escape? We thought it was just like a dream world. Like, no way did we just
Mhm.
see a kiwi bird. So that was the cherry on top of saying, you know what, guys, welcome to New Zealand.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
it was just so cool.
That would have been, and I bet the kids were just beside themselves. And it's a story they'll always grow up to tell as well. The first time,
Mhm.
we came and we saw the kiwi bird, and it makes me think of when we first came to New Zealand. We've told this story many times. We came to New Zealand, we got a camper, we went up north, and we're there. We're parked next to the beach, and we look out the window, and this whale jumps out of the sea and just like goes back into the water and goes off into the distance. And me and Brian were like, oh my gosh, oh wow, it's a whale. And we were like, oh, we're bound to see those all the time now we're in New Zealand. It's probably a really common thing. I've never seen it again for 16 years. And I think that
Yeah.
was I think that was my sign. That was our sign of welcome home. I really do. So I hear you. I think that's a lovely story.
And I bet you didn't get to capture that, right, on camera picture.
No, no.
Yeah, it
But I'm
was
almost glad I
say
didn't. I'm glad I didn't.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Us either us. We thought about at that moment turning around, and I was like, no, I don't think we can. I think just leave it. Like that's
Yeah.
our moment, and the only way we saw it because of our headlights. So imagine
Mm.
everything is dark. All we saw was our headlights onto this kiwi bird. I was like, oh
Oh,
my goodness. Like it was amazing.
yeah. Yeah, I bet it was amazing. And the thing is, you don't know what to like. If you knew things about birds, maybe are you supposed to pick them up and put them into the side, or can you approach a kiwi bird? I don't know, but
I
oh
don't know. We were
no.
joking, thinking, hey, what if I was telling our friends, what if we had arrived to your door and had a kiwi bird in our hands? Like, oh
We're
my goodness,
here.
put that back. Like, you guys are so American.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You did the right thing, I think.
Yeah, just leave it
So
alone.
so you get here, I mean, the company is paid to have all your stuff relocated, which is fantastic. It doesn't get better than that. You're here, you meet Lynn on the plane. She's made you feel welcome. You see the kiwi bird. What do you do about a house? Where do you live?
So we got here, and we planned for an Airbnb for 1 month. We thought, okay, that is enough time to get rental, car, broadband internet, trash setup, everything, school. Man, we hit the ground running. Right when we thought first we wanted to get an Airbnb near the beach, right? So we knew we were going to Kapiti Coast, so we need to get somewhere closer to the beach, like just walking distance, which is where we are now. And so specifically, we're right next to Ramadi Beach,
Oh, that's
Ramati Beach or
lovely.
Ramadi? Yeah, Ramati,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Ramadi
gorgeous
Beach.
there.
We can walk there.
Mhm.
So we wanted to land in New Zealand with great memories, core memories with the kids. Like this is what we're doing right now. So my wife was doesn't start until April 14th. She's on the third day of work now, but we were
Mm.
here March 21st. So we had a good amount of month to just travel, experience, and have fun with the kids, right? And I knew we needed to get an Airbnb near the beach and also create a lasting memory. So when we got to Wellington first, we went to the Oriental Bay, took off our shoes and socks, held hands, got in the water, and just grounded ourselves. It says, guys, we are here. We are here, kids. You know, got our first meat pie, got our first meal, got our first coffee. Everything's amazing. Got to the Airbnb. We went to the beach every single day, caught some amazing views of Kapiti Island, met some amazing people, and we're here in this house. And I'm still in the Airbnb, which today is Thursday. Tomorrow's our last day.
Oh,
We
okay.
have our we have our rental now after looking at maybe 10 plus homes. We decided to rent first before purchasing anything, which we can, but we want to, look around. So we will be locating to Waikanae, and
Right.
that is a beautiful place too. And then we toured like 7 different schools, and whether the house came first or the school, it was probably the house first, and then the school, knowing that it was a good school there. So that was our process. Airbnb for 1 month. Perfect timing. We found the car, which is a humble Toyota Aqua with it's how you say it, 3.9 liters per 100 kilometers.
Right. Okay. Has it got
Yeah,
four
and
wheels?
yeah, 4 wheels, yeah. Because I came from a big car, like an SUV, to now this humble one. And I love the mileage because I converted it to the miles per gallon.
Yeah.
It comes out to be about 65 miles per gallon. It was really good.
Is it?
So
Is that good?
yeah.
Yes.
It's better
Yeah.
than what I was getting, like 20 miles per gallon.
Right.
Yeah. So it was good for our road trip. So
Mm.
we will be settling into our place tomorrow, the day after. All we need is now the broadband internet.
Mm. So you're all settled in and the kids are registered at school. They're going to start school or have they started already?
They will be starting school after this holiday break, which we are in now because of Easter is tomorrow,
Yep.
and uh, they are in the 2 weeks holiday, so they will be officially starting the 28th.
Okay. So how old
Yeah.
are the children now?
Raven is 9 years old, and Otis is 7 years old.
Okay. Gorgeous age to bring your kids to New
Yeah.
Zealand, by the way, isn't it? It
Oh,
really
man,
is.
perfect,
Yeah,
perfect.
it really is. It's a beautiful age for children anyway, but to yeah, for us it was a brilliant age to bring over the kids. So have they slotted in? Are they as enthusiastic as you are about this whole move?
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
yeah.
that. I saw your video that you put on Slack about the video where they're like laying on the bed and it's their last night in America. And I thought, wow, you this family, you are you are every family that ever would all want to be like this family. You seem so tight and happy and vibrant and a love for life. I d- it's
You know,
incredible. It really is.
only when you go through the things that you've gone through,
Yeah.
things don't happen to you, right? They happen for you. And it took me many years to be at that point
Mm,
where I can be a kid again and just openly cry in front of strangers and just be free and be a kid again with my own kids and just laugh and play with them, read them stories to bed and joke with them and just being silly in public, dance and just twirl around. We still do that. We went to a thrift store the other day and I just twirled around with them in the floor and around and I don't care. At some point, you stop being kids. And yeah, there's a certain maturity that you have to uphold yourself in public, but you don't have to let go of that kid inside of you. You don't have to let go. I think I'm still holding hands with that younger self of mine and saying like, let's go. Let's do this. Like let's remember how it felt to be a kid in this country and like a blast from the past in this place where we're actually seeing kids biking out and wearing helmets and actually rollerblading and skating and scootering and barefooting. Just it's just
mm,
like I'm here as my younger self still and and we didn't beat around the bush with the kids. We told them we are moving. So every time we go out and see our family and friends, please say hi and bye and love them because you won't see them for a while and your friends at school. So we really prepped them. We didn't want to kind of trick them about moving or
mm,
say it was just a year vacation or something. And it really helped. I would say this for everybody, like this, my advice to parents out there telling your kids and how to let them know about your move. Be very upfront about it and explain your why. And they know so much more than you think. Like you don't need to protect them too much. Let them join in that journey. And so I started showing them videos of New Zealand, your videos as well, information, even culture, history, the Maori folks here, and learning about their history, this discovery of this land, so that it builds up their curiosity about this place. And so I'm learning too. And they're teaching me new things. Like my daughter is drawing pictures of kiwis and Lord of the Rings scenes and paint and coloring and everything. And it's just she drew the flag. Yeah, so they are fully invested in that way. It's not just me and my wife. It's all of us as a group, as a unit that's involved in this move. And we're not forcing them to do anything. We're just providing them the guidance and the information. So like you said, in that video of that last night in America, they're so excited. It's like
They
them going
are.
to Disneyland or something, or like,
Yeah.
go on an adventure, let's go. Just like
Oh,
what Bilbo Baggins said, right? And so
yes. Yes.
they're so excited, and we feed off each other now.
And that's what comes across is from your family. You are a real unit, a real team of like this ball of bright energy just rolling around New Zealand. Like, oh, it's incredible. It's incredible to watch. And I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. Oh, yeah, I'm feel good about yourself. It's that's what comes off when you look at you and your family. And the other thing I want to say is as well is what is really apparent when I'm talking to you is you never mention, oh, we're leaving because of this, like, down, 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 like we want to get away from this. But you have always focused on bigger, brighter, better, happier, where you're supposed to be, what's drawing you to it, rather than what you're running away from. It's almost, well, not almost, it's what belongs to you, where you belong. And it's so refreshing to hear that. And I think it's super important. You're living witness to that. It's super important to remember that when you're doing this dream, it's not we hold on to the negatives of everything, don't we? To be like, oh, it's because of this and it's because of that I'm leaving it, and it weighs you down, it makes you heavy. Whereas if you just think, well, all this is waiting for me, and this is how I'm going to live my life, and this is how I'm going to tell my children, and I'm going to go and do this and this and this, it lightens it. And that's what comes off from you is this lightness, this positivity of bright and lightness. And I wish I knew your secret. I would love to know how you're doing this and just what I'm sure everyone is thinking the same is how do you, and I know this isn't a therapy session for Liz, but please just indulge me. You said you liked our show, so you can pay me back a little bit. How do you get that feeling of life is amazing? I don't have to worry. I don't have to think back to my sad times. I don't have to be worried about what I did in the war and all that loss and all that death that I saw because life is amazing. What's made you like that? How do you keep going and be like that?
That's a great question, and I'm so glad I know the answer. Like I said earlier, it's you go through things for a reason, and you hear that cliche, everything happens for a reason. And there's only so far that you can take where you go through your feed of motivational videos and Instagram and quotes and stories. But as human beings, we naturally forget. And we forget for a reason. And it's a way to it's a defense mechanism. There are moments where we dream, we wake up, and I had dreams of moving here. And and I have spurs of inspiration and motivation and discipline, whichever one really grabs you to keep you pushing forward to live this life. And you got to just find that big why first, right? And we tend to forget. So my wife and I, we created a vision board. It's our family vision board, and it's a 5-year plan. And I learned this through aerial recovery, right? That was part of our session breakout groups to move forward. And so we have different pillars in that physical strengths, relational strengths, spiritual, right? Everything. And New Zealand is on there. And so we see it every day and we remind ourselves every day it's on my mirror, it's in the shower, dry erase markers, and it let us know. I'll let you see my kids here.
Oh, I was going to say they here. Hello,
There's there's
Raywin and
Otis and there's Raywin,
Otis. Hello.
and
Good.
they as well are the living reminders, right? And so um there's a couple of quotes I hear all the time. It's law of attraction. What you um uh put in your mind will materialize.
Yes.
And but it goes the opposite too. It's not that you're running away, you're going home. Is it expensive or is it expansive? Right? Is it happening to you or happening for you? Did it, do you have to go through this? Or did you get to go through this? Right? So a lot of that is rewiring your brain to think, okay, I want this. How much do I really deserve this? Did I earn this? Did I deserve this? Is this for me? Right? And on top of that, going back to my parents escaping Vietnam in a war-torn country, and in just one generation, I'm immigrating myself to back maybe closer to this part of the world in Vietnam now. Like we just made a full circle almost. And to have the opportunity for my kids, I wonder where they're gonna end up. There's a lot of tidbits there, right? Like that ends up being on our vision board. That has to be up there for everybody. And I know there's a lot of people out there and it gets emotional and just get down on themselves. Like, I wish I was there right now. Like, like this is so hard. How am I going to do it? How? But you got to replace that how with your why. Why? That why will be your reason to get there. Because even today, even being in New Zealand, I'm definitely going to have hard days. And but when I look at that why, easy, easy. I'm reminded. We brought that vision board home. We're hanging it up on our new place, and that's going to be our vision and our quotes. So we see it every day, but you will forget naturally if you don't put that up. And so I believe if you just see that and say the words and have that on your wall and just on your mirror and say that out loud. Um, and I know you mentioned the way I'm talking right now is it's because I am also a spoken word artist.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Is that your job? So let's go back to your job. What do you do now?
I wouldn't say it's a job, it's a hobby. And right now, I was a landscape architect. So just as we get started here, I am currently stay at home with the kids.
Hmm.
And back in the States, I was actually a PTA president for 3 years and a soccer coach for several seasons. So I want to get myself into that. So being a stay-home dad, um, we we have some investments back in the States and all that. And I am working with aerial recovery, responding to natural disasters and fighting against anti-human trafficking. Um, and so we're fortunate that based off of investments and some passive income and my wife's job as a pharmacist is we're doing okay in that aspect so that I can be home with the kids. But eventually, I would like to find a job here and I don't know. I'm still playing with ideas as far as I'm Vietnamese. I love Vietnamese coffee. And I'm like, can I actually open up a booth and sell Vietnamese coffee? Because I have not found any good Vietnamese coffee here yet. And there are
Oh,
so many little cafes everywhere, right? And they're all still making good business. There's no competition really.
no.
Like everyone drinks so that much coffee here. It's so good here. But what if I threw in Vietnamese coffee? I don't know. So
Yes.
I'm currently just, pretty much stay at home. My job is being a husband, father, and just being a spoken word artist.
So what is a spoken word artist? What does that mean?
Oh, a spoken word artist. You're basically it's like reading poetry, but you are performing it, right?
Ah.
Yeah. So you are basically you could say spoken word artist or uh uh uh, you could say what's it called? No, it's like a motivational spoken word artist. The way I explain it is, you know how you would look at a painting
Mm.
and and it's how you interpret that painting. Everyone's interpretation of that painting is different in their own emotions. And when someone reads you a poem, you read the poem, you interpret that poem your way. A spoken word artist gets to recite and memorize and perform the words, right? With alliterations and volume and intonations and speech. And it's almost like Shakespearean.
Mm.
And And so you get to portray your emotions and your pain and your blues onto the audience, and they feel your energy and they feel your story. And
Mhm.
so I believe I shared this with you on the meeting, the Slack
On
group.
the yeah, on a meeting,
And
yeah.
one of my things about all this is um, silence is compliance. You have to speak your words out. And one of the quotes I came up with, our hearts already know the melody to the songs our minds haven't heard the words to yet. It is up to us to speak it out into existence because
Ah,
closed mouths don't get fed. You have to just go out there, guys. Meet people, talk to people, be humble about it. I'm new here. I'm new here. What can I do? Just being out there and just being positive, you're gonna get that same energy back, you know? So I've learned this from a Kiwi here, and he was saying, I think a lot of people do come here and they may not make it because of their personality or their attitude about things. Their initial reason for coming here is great, but for the long term, for the for the sustainability of it, you have to be that person first. You cannot bring your problems but here. You cannot mimic your community that you had back home and bring it here. You cannot. You have to be open for changes. It is inevitable. You have to be open for growth, and you have to just stay positive and remind yourself every day. Look at your why, look at your vision board, look at your family. Why did you originally do this? And be open to it. And so that's what pushes me, right? And know that it is not your family and friends back home. It's not their responsibility to call you and check up on you. You made the move. You need to set up times and days to call them and reach back out to them because their life will continue as is. Your life is the one that's changing. It was your decision. So that's what makes this transition easier. We set times and goals and to speak with family and friends back home. So it doesn't feel like we're all alone and we did it because this honeymoon phase will die down. It will be done. Then that 3 month mark, 1 year mark is going to hit you thinking, wow, what did I just do? It's only because you didn't prepare for it. And I know a lot of people say you're very lucky to be there, but luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
mm,
We prepared so well for this, and the opportunity came at the right time, and we just went for it. And that's where a lot of people miss, right? Um, they were either not prepared for it or the opportunity wasn't there. But the most you can do is prepare yourself and your mind. So when you come here, you're full of energy, positivity, enlightenment. And if you can't shine that light, you better be the mirror that reflects it. And you, Liz, you are that light. To me, you are the candle.
mm.
And I'm that mirror to help reflect it into everybody else as much as I can. So everyone I meet and how I get here, I'm always mentioning your podcast, your YouTube channel, and I hope they watch it so that they can understand more of why we did what we did.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The reason I asked about your job is because obviously you should be a motivational speaker or a motivational coach. I mean, everyone listening and watching this will be screaming out and saying, "Yes, Liz, exactly, Liz." So while the idea of making egg coffee in the cart at the side of the road is wonderful, and you can still do that, you have got a massive, massive gift of the way you talk, the way you inspire. I mean, literally, this podcast has been going on for an hour and 7 minutes now. And
Oh,
it was only supposed to be 40 minutes long. And to be honest, if someone said to me, well, he's going to be here all day talking about this, I would say, yes, please. You are a joy to listen to. And
thank you.
I'm honored that you come onto this podcast and shared this brilliant, inspirational, uplifting, encouraging reminder of why people do this. You've said it perfectly. And I really, really hope that you do go into this as a business and spread your word, and anything I can do to help you with your aerial foundation company that you're talking about, aerial recovery. Please, you're welcome on this podcast anytime to talk about
thank you.
anything that you want to talk about. I will
Thank you.
welcome you with open arms.
So it's funny you mentioned the motivational part. That is something I'm going towards. And when
Yes,
you say job, I didn't want to say that I want to make money from it. That's why when I think of job, I'm thinking money. I am doing a motivational part. I have a Instagram and YouTube for my spoken word performances for as a
fantastic.
spoken word motivational artist. And I've taken classes in doing speeches and uh, through Dr. Billy Osbrooks. He is a motivational artist as well and a poet. And I can have a video of a 20-minute video of that speech as well, of
Yes.
called Silence is Compliance. And I can share that with you as well. So that is something that I'm leaning towards. It's just that
Oh, thankfully.
I didn't want to tie money into it like a job. I just want to just share my light. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be paid, but maybe if I wanted to get paid, like say speaking events, then yes. But I didn't want to go through that. You know, it's not a monetary thing, purpose for me. It's just spreading joy and
Yeah.
motivate.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you do it to spread joy, and then all the money you make, just send back to me and I'll look after it for you. How about that?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, VD, thank you so much. But before we go, you did
Yeah.
say that you wanted to talk about New Zealand life, yellow, blue, and green. Before we go, can you just explain what that means? Because you did talk about it on our private live Zoom call, but I want you to share it with our audience here today.
Oh man, like so I'm a painter too, and I love painting
Of course you
landscapes.
are.
And and I just being from California, we're in a drought. There's hardly any rain. The grass is yellow. We call it the Golden State, like for a reason, you know. You'll get fined if you have running water so long and running off the sidewalk. You have green grass, you're rich. You have money for water. Being here, it's just so green. I would just bend down and grab the grass and like, is this real? Is this real? Like, who's paying for this lawn? There's no irrigation system. This is just natural lawn everywhere. The skies are so blue, so green. The sun is so yellow, and I just keep saying over and over, yellow, blue, green, yellow, blue, green, green, yellow, blue. Like, wow, everything is just no wonder why everything is so lush and green and bright, And so I just keep saying that, he's so yellow, blue, and green. I just love it,
It's
you know?
wonderful.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
clean. That's what I think too. Clean.
Yeah.
Everything's clean.
Listen, do you promise to come back on and talk to me after you've been here a year and share your journey of what it's been like after a year in New Zealand? Will you do that? Will you come back and do a part two?
Definitely. Yeah. Mark it in. March 21st, 2026.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to say thank you for your service to your country
Oh,
as well. I
I
heard
appreciate
someone
that.
say that when we were in America, and I thought it was the most respectful and beautiful thing to say to someone. And yeah, I wanted to say thank you for being you and thank you for everything you do. And thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for bringing such light to New Zealand, your beautiful children, your gorgeous wife. Thank you for being part of our community. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. I'll see you in a year.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast this week. We have loved having you here with us.
If you love this week's show, please share this with your friends. Send it to anybody you know that wants to think about moving to New Zealand and get on over here yourself.
And tell them how brilliant it is as well. And also, if you haven't signed up for our free 5-day video guide showing you what life is like, really like, in New Zealand, then go over to the website and sign up. You are missing out. This is brilliant. Go over to www.nzahead/free and we will send you 5 days worth of videos about what life is like in New Zealand. You are going to love it. So one more time, that website that you need to sign up for the free 5-day guide is www.nzahead/free. So we're going to see you next week. Until then, have a great week and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, girl. Bye.
Bye.